Hello, my fabulous light brights. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Neon Noire, at Miss Neon Noire on all social platforms. I'm a half Italian, half Canadian drag queen living in Belgium. And today we are playing my favorite game, FAB or Drab, where we rate the looks of Drag Race Italia Season 3, Episode 3, and tell you if they are really good or really bad. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. So this week's runway theme is love, where all the queens had to interpret love in their own individual way. First up is Sissy Lea, and Sissy Lea is being super literal with the theme of love, and she is giving you a full-blown heart. Ultimately, it is very literal, but I do quite like it. I like the fact that she's playing with different textures. She's got the little fluffy stuff at the top, and then she's got the really leathery, latexy boots, so she's playing with contrast even though she's playing with one color. As a theme, it's not necessarily the most original interpretation I have seen, but it is really well made, and so therefore that I would appreciate. I would recommend just switching one little thing, and that is her hair. I love the fact that it is another heart, so she is playing with that heart theme. She's going full out, as you should as a drag queen. I just wish it was red, maybe even just a little bit of a darker red than her outfit, just to really complete the look and make it all go together. This brown color just throws me off a little bit because it's like a little bit too feminine for this really camp costume. But overall, I really like it. So I am going to give it a FAB. Next up, we have Leila Yarn, and Leila Yarn is saying she's giving you theater love. Now, I don't necessarily know that I understood love from this garment, but it is exceptionally made. She really has a concept from head to toe. Her makeup is done beautifully. She's got all of these open cage everywhere, and you see that both on the bottom and the top, so I love that she's continuing it on from head to toe. It's really giving you a complete look. And she does have the little heart symbols here and there, so even if you don't 100% get it, she is hitting it a little bit literal on the nose for us stupid people. Other than that, I really don't have much else to say. It's a great look. So for me, it is definitely going to be a FAB. Next, we have Lightning Aurora, and Lightning Aurora is... I'm not sure what she's giving me, to be honest. She has horns, but she's got like this sort of matador Spanish look. She's got tears coming out of her eyes. I honestly don't get it. So if anybody knows what she's trying to give, put it down in the comments. And because I don't know what she's giving, it's hard for me to sort of judge it. I'm sure there is maybe some cultural reference, TBD, I don't know. But she looks great. You know, it does look expensive, it does look put together. The one thing that I don't really enjoy is her horns. Besides the fact that I just don't get the horns, the part that I dislike is not the fact that they don't make sense, is that they're not connected to the hair. They're attached to the hair. Like, if I was me, I would have designed it so that it would come out of the hair. And I'm saying this where I'm wearing this ratty-ass wig today. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt, as you would. But she looks good. She looks expensive. I'm going to give it a FAB for just the overall look, but a Drab because I just don't think it gets to the concept. For Lightning Aurora, we're going to go with a soft Drab, unfortunately. I just don't get the idea. I just don't get the look. Next, we got La Prada. And La Prada said she is channeling her mother. Now, I don't necessarily know that, but what I do appreciate is that when the theme is love, she does have a baby. You can see that she's really into this baby. She's giving you the performance. She's selling you this outfit. I don't know what any of the pieces have to do with each other. It does look a little bit costumey, a little Renaissance fair with this old school thing, but there's little moments of brilliance here and there, but she looks good. So for her, I'm probably going to go with just like a soft FAB. Next, we have Melissa Bianchini is giving you Cupid. And Cupid and Venus, we've seen them done so many times on Drag Race. But Melissa came out with like this really artistic interpretation. As it's Melissa, you know, it's always over the top, and we love her for that. She's got the biggest bow. She's got the biggest hair with the heart in her hair. Her wings are this like couture fabric. All the pieces just seem to be like working together. She is giving you a artistic fashion interpretation, and she's making it camp and drag. And for that reason, honey, I am definitely gonna give her a FAB. Next, we have Lina Galore, and Lina Galore is giving you sacred love. So Lina has got this look that's filled with religious interpretations, where the heart is the incense, and she's got like this Jesus vibe to her. I really like that she's taken this idea and really played with it, gave it her own interpretation. It's not something I would think of, so that's why I even appreciate it even more. It is very unique, very original, and most of all, it looks expensive. So for Lina, I don't have any notes. Honestly, it looks great, and I'm gonna just say it's fab. Next, we have Sheeva, and Sheeva is giving you sex. I think she said she's going for this Jean-Paul Gaultier sort of aesthetic with the lace and the leather and playing on the idea of love, sex, and all of these things. Although I like it, I don't love it. My issue with it is that I feel like she didn't lean into the sex aspect of it enough. She's got this whip, which is a really great prop, but nothing else of the outfit says that it goes with that. I wish she would have just had like some sort of like latex or leather gloves or a leather corset or some little additions of that leather to play with that leather and lace feeling. And I think those two things together would have really brought it up. Overall, the dress looks fine, but it's not like, wow. It's really middle of the road. And so for that reason, and for the first time this season, I think I'm going to have to give Sheeva a drab. Next up, we have Vezirja, and Vezirja is giving you the devil of love. Her interpretation is if there's an angel of love, there should be a devil of love. And he's all about the heartbrokenness. Honestly, I love the story. It's so over the top. She really went for the theater. Now, the only problem I have is as much as I love the story, I don't love the garment. If you're telling me you're a devil, where are your horns? Where are your hoofs? Let's make it a little bit grittier. You're a devil. You know, she looks too simple. I didn't get devil. I didn't get heartbroken. It was just, From a hair perspective, I really wish she would have had horns, maybe some like waves to make it a little bit more seductive. Maybe the body beat underneath was more sexual, just to give you that like lust feeling that the devil might have. I just think everything just needed to be a little bit more, to be honest. Yeah, so for Vezirja, it's so very much middle of the road for me, and I've been waiting for this queen to turn it up, and yet again, she has disappointed me. I feel like she just needs a few more years before she comes back, but I think she could be really, really good in a few years. But for Vezirja this week, yet again, I'm going to have to go with a drab. Next, we got Morgana Cosmica, and Morgana Cosmica is giving you Cupid yet again. If you have two outfits of the same theme on the runway, then people are for sure going to be comparing. But what I love about Morgana's Cupid is that it's very different from Melissa's, and we need that. But she's giving you a different interpretation, and I really love it. It's very fluffy, it looks very expensive. She's got gold on her face, which makes her feel a little bit decadent. Honestly, it's really, really good. The only issue I have with it is the bow and arrow. The bow and arrow seems so tiny compared to the grandeur of her outfit. That arrow needed to be at least twice the size, and if not 3 times. It looks like she's holding a toy. It really brought down the outfit. But even though she's wearing her stupid little toy, she looks fantastic, and I'm still gonna give her a FAB. Next, we have Silvana della Magliana, and she is giving you marriage equality. First up, I gotta say, I really love the message. For those of you who do not know, marriage equality is a very touchy subject in Italy. Yes, civil unions are allowed, but marriage is still illegal. It's the whole church thing, you know, it being one of the most religious things. They cannot call it a marriage, they call it a civil union. There's still a little bit of that fight for equal opportunities. So I really love that she's bringing this to the main stage. I really love the message. She is the wedding cake, the gay wedding cake. She's got all of the rainbow colors on her. She is the cake. She's got this crazy topper. She's holding a cake holding a cake. Who knew it? And you know what? It looks cheap as This is where Drag Race Italia loses me. I get that she's probably going for that camp aesthetic. However, it's just not working. It looks very homemade. Like, it looks like I've cut out some pieces of cardboard and stuck it onto a dress. And I don't care if you make it yourself. And I don't know that she did, to be honest, but I don't care that you make it yourself. But it doesn't gotta look like you made it yourself. This queen definitely has a taste that I don't understand. So if you hadn't guessed it, despite the beautiful message behind it, I am definitely gonna go with a drab. Next we have Sypario, and Sypario is giving you love letters and poems and all of the beautiful things. The outfit is theater, it's camp, it's gorgeous, the message is beautiful. Now, the other thing that happens is that when she walks away, she reveals this big, beautiful pride flag, pushing that marriage equality aspect, and we love a queen with a message. As much as I love it, as much as it was like a wow moment, she honestly didn't need it. The garment was already spectacular enough without it. I love everything about it. The only thing I'm not keen on is the hair. She's not wearing any. Even just a small hair, just like a little French curve would have just made that like finishing touch. But overall, it's fantastic. Either way, it doesn't matter. If you haven't guessed, it's a fab from me on Sypario. And that was the runway for this week. The worst drab of the week was definitely have to go to Silvana. Aww. Honestly, it didn't pair up to any of the other ones. Like, it didn't look ready for Drag Race Italia. But on a more positive note, my fab of the week, there was two that were really tight this week, and it was between Sypario and Melissa Bianchini. But I have to go with Melissa. She really did every single detail to perfection. It was over the top, and I just love it. So Melissa, fab, honey, fab. You go, girl. That's it. That is the episode for this week. If you haven't already, hit subscribe and like this video. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this series. So if you would do that, it would really mean a lot to me. And until next week, my name is Neon Noire, and I'll see you next week. Bye.